All right, so the next step is going to be to sprinkle dryer yeast on top of juice base. So that's this package, the Lalvin dry yeast. So we're going to want to open this up. Sprinkle that around in there. Just like a yeast. It's like a bread yeast. Very similar. Get it all in there. Okay. It says sprinkle dry yeast on top of juice base. If your kit contains 2 packages of yeast, add them both. I do not see any other. Next it says place a loose fitting lid or a primary lid with airlock filled halfway with sulfite solution on primary fermenter. The included sulfite sorbate package is not used for this purpose, for making sulfite solution. Keep fermentation area warm, 68 degrees to 77 degrees for the entire winemaking process. Well, I guess I'm going to have to turn the heat up because I've been keeping it pretty low and I'm in the basement. So this is day 1. This is the last step. It doesn't say anything about mixing the yeast in. So I'm just going to let it sit on top. And then I put the lid on. Which is this. Well, that's going to be difficult. The reason why it's going to be difficult is because there's only a little bit of a head here, and I wanted to transfer some of the wine into this other container. So here's what I'm going to do. Draw down to 5 gallons this container. Or close to it. You use the spoon to take some of that yeast. Put it into this container. Not that much in there, but should be enough. I'll just grab a little bit more. Doesn't say anything about stirring it. So I'm going to double check on the stirring. Okay, it says not to stir it in because you can suffocate it. So the next step will be to put the lid on, which is this. And most of the yeast is floating on the top. I want to put this on pretty tight to keep the air out. And then we're going to I'm going to use a little bit of vodka for my air lock. It says I can do, my brew shop said I could do that, so I'm just going to use a little vodka on how old this is. Fill the side of the airlock up to the mark there. And when I'm done, I can just take a shot of vodka. So I want to put this in tight. Like that. And this floats on top of the vodka. Just like that. And that should allow gas to escape. At the same time, keeping air out. And on this smaller jar, it has a little bit different of a mechanism. It has this lid here. And this is a little plastic airlock that I'm also going to use the vodka for. And that just goes like, oh, the cap has holes in it to let the air out. So that goes in this little rubber fitting here in the lid. Supposed to. Get that down in there so it creates a seal. Just like that. And for the time being, I've got, this is kind of nice, I can kind of see what's going on. See if it actually works. I'm a little skeptical this one's going to not work very well because the yeast is might not grow quite like the other one. And then we got just a big old jar of grape juice with oak chips in it. And if this arrangement doesn't really work, then I'd be kind of mad at the Winexpert, the store person, because he said this should work. But I'm not so convinced now. Sprinkle dry yeast on top of juice base. Place loose fitting lid, airlock, coated in sulfite for making. Keep fermentation area warm for the entire wine making process. So that means I'm gonna have to leave the heater on down here. To monitor the temperature. So my echo B should tell me what the current temperature is in the basement. And it currently saying 75 degrees here, so that's within the range. I'm gonna have to turn that back a little bit, but we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna try and get a close-up with the camera of what I got here. I got this jar here. It's marked to this level, which is below a gallon. This is a 1 gallon. So this has about 5.5 gallons in it. And we're just gonna let that sit for 2 weeks and see how it comes out.